In the last lecture, we had done that the path difference between the two interfering rays in case of Michelson interferometer is equal to 2d cos theta plus lambda by 2. So this is the path difference between the two interfering rays in the Michelson interferometer, where theta it is the angle of inclination at the mirrors and d it is the distance between the two mirrors. So in Michelson interferometer, when we draw the diagram according to one optical axis, in that case we get one mirror M1 and we get another mirror M2 prime, which is the image of the mirror M2. So this is the path difference between the two interfering rays in the Michelson interferometer, and lambda by 2, this factor it comes from reflection by the denser medium. And where is the denser medium? It is the beam splitter that we had placed in the Michelson interferometer construction. We had used over there a beam splitter which was a glass plate. So when the light it gets reflected from that beam splitter, so from there this lambda by 2 factor it is added in the path. So first case we are considering that when the distance between the mirrors it is equal to 0. That is x1 is equal to x2. So in the last lecture we had done x1 is the distance of M1 mirror from the beam splitter, x2 is the distance of M2 mirror from the beam splitter. So when these two mirrors they are at same distance, so when seen from the one optical axis diagram, these two mirrors, the image, this is the original mirror M1 and this will be the image of mirror M2. So this will be the image and that will be M2 prime, and this is the mirror M1. So when seen from the downward direction, when seen from over here, if the distance between these two mirrors, this distance is given by small d. So when this distance between the mirrors is equal to 0, that is they exactly overlap with each other, that is x1 is equal to x2. So what happens? The path difference between the two interfering beams will be equal to, so in place of d we will put 0. So this first term it will vanish. So path difference between the two interfering beams, it will remain the same and it will be equal to lambda by 2. So this path difference it will not depend upon theta because d has been put equal to 0. So therefore first term will completely vanish. The path difference between the two interfering rays will be just equal to lambda by 2. So no matter at what incident angle the light falls on these two mirrors, the path difference between those rays it will remain the same and it will be equal to lambda by 2. So this is the reason that why the whole screen it appears completely dark when the distance between the two mirrors, the mirror M1 and the image of mirror M2 which is M2 prime. So when the distance between these two mirrors is equal to 0, so in that case the path difference between the two interfering beams will be equal to lambda by 2 and it will not depend upon theta. So therefore the whole screen will appear dark. So as seen from the downward direction, so when you will see the interfering beams, so there will be no fringes which will be present. The whole screen it will be completely dark. Now when we start increasing the distance d, so when we start increasing the gap between M1 and M2 prime using the various screws which are attached to the mirror M1. So when you start increasing this distance, so then this factor it will start contributing to the path difference. In the first case the first term was equal to 0, but when you start increasing the distance d, which is the distance between M1 and M2 prime, so first term it will start contributing to the path difference. So we will see just the case of central fringe. So here we will just see the case of central fringe, and central fringe it appears when theta is equal to 0. That is the rays which are incident on the mirror M1 at 0 angle of incidence, that is these rays. This is the first ray, it will get reflected from M1, then it will pass through and it will get reflected from M2 prime. So we are considering only the central fringe. Now these rays, they will make only the central fringe. As you increase the angle of incidence, that is in this way, as you start increasing the angle of incidence, the other fringes around central fringe are observed. So other circular fringes, they will start appearing around the central fringe. Here we are just considering the central fringe, and central fringe is observed for the case of angle of incidence is equal to 0 degree. That is, they are falling at perpendicular to the plane of the mirror. So theta is equal to 0 degree in that case, and we are moving one mirror parallel to itself. So M1 mirror, it will be moved parallel to itself. So first, when D is equal to 0, the whole screen will be dark, that is no fringes will be observed. As you will start increasing D, the distance D, so we will see what will be the effect on the central fringe. Now when we are considering only the central fringe, that is theta is equal to 0, so the path difference will be equal to 2d cos 0 plus lambda by 2. So path difference between the two interfering light beams which make up the central fringe, so path difference between that two interfering beams will be equal to 2d plus lambda by 2. So this is the path difference between the two rays which are forming the central fringe. Now when you increase this distance d, let's say the distance d we have set it equal to lambda by 4. Now we have moved the mirror M1 and we have set this distance equal to lambda by 4. Now lambda, it is the wavelength of the light which we are using, that is the light which is emitted from the source, and this will be known to us. So d distance, it is set at lambda by 4. So when d is equal to lambda by 4, the path difference between the two interfering beams which are making the central fringe, so path difference between those two beams will be equal to twice of lambda by 4 plus lambda by 2. So you will get lambda by 2 plus lambda by 2. So delta, that is the path difference, will be equal to simply lambda, which means that at the central point, or you can say the central fringe will be bright. So the path difference is, it has come out to be equal to lambda when distance between these mirrors is set at lambda by 4. So in that case the path difference comes out to be lambda, and when path difference is equal to lambda, we observe constructive interference, that is bright fringe will be observed. So when d is equal to lambda by 4, the central fringe will be bright fringe. Now as you will increase this distance again, first the distance was equal to lambda by 4, now you increase this distance and you set it at lambda by 2. So lambda by 2 distance, it is greater than lambda by 4. So when you increase the distance and set it at lambda by 2, so when you will put over here delta is equal to twice of lambda by 2 plus lambda by 2. So you will get lambda plus lambda by 2. So in that case the path difference will be 3 lambda by 2. And this is the condition of dark fringe, or you can say destructive interference. Means as you are increasing the distance, when distance is equal to lambda by 4, the central fringe will be bright. Then again you increase the distance and you set it at lambda by 2. So in that case the central fringe become dark, and again you will increase the distance, again the central fringe will become bright, and then again it will become dark, and so on. So by moving one of the mirrors parallel to itself, here we are moving M1 mirror because screws, they are generally attached to the M1 mirror. So by moving one of the mirrors parallel to itself, the central fringe, it becomes a maximum, and minimum alternatively. So first it has become bright fringe, then it has become dark fringe, then again it will become bright, and so on. So this is how the nature of the central fringe, it changes as the distance between these mirrors it is increased. Now we will see what is the order of the central fringe. So central fringe, we have seen that it is formed by the light rays which are falling on the mirror at zero angle of incidence. So now we are seeing what is the order of the central fringe. So in the previous experiments, the central fringe, the order of the central fringe was equal to 0. So in the previous, for example, the Young's double slit experiment, Fresnel biprism, so in that case the value of small n, it was equal to 0 for the case of central fringe. So order of the central fringe in those previous experiments, it was equal to 0. So in Michelson interferometer this is not the case, and we will see what is the order of the central fringe in the Michelson interferometer. First of all, we will see the central fringe when the central fringe is dark. First of all, we will consider only the central fringe when it is dark. So for dark fringe, the condition of destructive interference is 2d cos theta plus lambda by 2. It should be equal to n plus half lambda. So that is the condition of destructive interference. So from there you will get 2d cos theta is equal to n lambda for destructive interference. Now here also we have written the same thing, that when 2d cos theta is equal to n lambda, then destructive interference occurs, and we are considering the central fringe is dark. Therefore we are using the condition of destructive interference only. So from here we will calculate what is this n, because we want to find the order of the central fringe. So we will see what is this small n. So we have taken small n on the left hand side. So from there you will get 2d cos theta divided by lambda. Now for the central fringe, so this is the general formula for the order of any fringe. Here we have not put theta is equal to 0. For the central fringe, theta is equal to 0, but this is the general formula of any fringe, of the order of any fringe. So this is a general formula. Now here we have on the right hand side cos theta, and when cos theta will be maximum, it will be maximum when theta is equal to 0. That is, we are talking about central fringe. So for central fringe, theta is equal to 0. Therefore cos theta, it will be maximum, means the right hand side will be maximum for the case of central fringe. So only for the case of central fringe, the right hand side it will be maximum. Therefore order of the central fringe is always maximum. So this is the difference. In all the previous experiments that we had done, the order of the central fringe was 0, whereas in Michelson interferometer the order of the central fringe is maximum as compared to the order of all other fringes. So for central fringe, theta is equal to 0, therefore cos theta will be maximum in this formula. Hence n will be maximum for central fringe, and as you will increase this theta, so theta is 0 for only central fringe, so as you will increase theta, so you are talking about other fringes which are other than central fringe. So when you will increase theta, cos theta will decrease, and hence the order will start decreasing. So as you will increase theta, order of the fringes they will decrease, means only the central fringe it will have the maximum order, and all other fringes which are present around the central fringe, they will have their order less than that of the central fringe. So example we have taken over here. Now let's consider the light which is emitted by the source. It is equal to 6 into 10 power minus 5 centimeter, and distance between the mirrors it is kept at 0.3 millimeter, and we have to find the angles at which the dark fringes will occur. Now angle at which the dark fringes will occur, it can be taken from this formula because this is the general formula for destructive interference, and we have been asked to find the angles at which the dark fringes will occur. So from this formula we will find what will be theta. So cos theta will be equal to n lambda divided by 2d. So n lambda divided by 2d will be equal to cos theta, and theta will be equal to cos inverse of n lambda by 2d. Now you will put the value of lambda which you have been given and the value of d which you have been given over here. So on evaluating this, you will get theta is equal to cos inverse of n divided by 1000. So this is the value that you will get. Now when you will put for theta is equal to 0, first of all theta will be 0 when you will do cos inverse of 1. So cos inverse of 1 is always 0. So when theta is 0, so that is 0 when there is cos inverse of 1, and this whole fraction will be equal to 1 only when n is equal to 1000. This fraction n divided by 1000, it will be equal to 1 only when n is equal to 1000. So when you will put n is equal to 1000, in that case you will get cos inverse of 1 and you will get theta is equal to 0. So for n is equal to 1000, theta is 0, and as you will decrease the value of n, so keep in mind you cannot increase the value of n greater than 1000, because cos theta, it has maximum value of 1 only. So you cannot increase the value of n from 1000. So you have to take values which are less than 1000 or equal to 1000. For n equal to 1000, theta has come out to be equal to 0. Then for n is equal to 999, when you will put the value, theta will come out to be equal to 2.56 degrees. Then you will put n is equal to 998, theta will come out to be equal to 3.62, and so on. So as you can see clearly from over here that for theta is equal to 0. So this is for the case of central fringe. So theta is 0 is for central fringe. So you can see that for the central fringe the order is maximum as compared to all the other fringes. So all the other fringes, they will have order less than 1000, particularly in this case. So more generally we have said that the order of the central fringe will be maximum, and all other fringes around the central fringe, they will have their order less than that of the central fringe. So this was just a small example to show how the order of the central fringe is maximum. Now we are going to see the nature of how the nature of the fringes, it changes as d is increased or is decreased. So we have already covered that the central fringe, the nature of the central fringe, it changes when the distance d is changed. So first of all it will become dark, then it will become bright, then again it will become dark, and so on. So that we had done only for the central fringe. Now we are going to see the whole fringe pattern which is observed, how that fringe pattern it changes when d is increased or decreased. First of all we will see when d is decreased. We are taking an example that d is equal to 0.3 millimeter. So we have fixed d. First of all we have fixed the value of d, and lambda which we are taking is also known to us is equal to 6 into 10 power minus 5 centimeter. And angles at which the dark fringes will occur. So the formula we have already done. So in the previous page we have already seen the angle at which the dark fringes will occur will be equal to cos inverse of n lambda by 2d. So this is the general formula of the angles at which the dark fringes will occur. So we have already done this. Now we will put the value of lambda and the value of small d which we are given over here. So we will get cos inverse of n divided by 1000. So angles at which the dark fringes will occur will be, first of all, for n is equal to 1000, for n is equal to 1000, theta will be equal to 0 degree. Then for n is equal to 999, theta will be equal to 2.56 degrees, and when n is equal to 998, theta will be equal to 3.62 degrees. So you can calculate this. Then when n is equal to 997, theta will increase, so theta will be equal to 4.44 degrees, and so on. You will get further angles. So you will get again 5.13 degrees, then 5.73 degrees, and so on, for n is equal to 996, then 995, and so on. So this is the case when d is equal to 0.3 millimeter. Now we are decreasing the value of d. So let's say if we now reduce the separation d, and we have reduced it to 0.15 millimeter. Earlier d was equal to 0.3 millimeter, and we had seen that the angles at which the dark fringe will appear and the order of all those dark fringes is given over here. And now we have reduced the separation d, and it is reduced to 0.15 millimeter. Earlier it was 0.3 millimeter. So we have reduced the separation. Now theta will be equal to, again you will use this formula, theta will be equal to cos inverse of n lambda by 2d. So this is only for the case of dark fringes. So you can do it also for the case of bright fringes as well. So cos inverse of n lambda by 2d. So you will put the value of lambda and you will put the value of d, which is 0.15 millimeter. So you will get cos inverse of n by 500. So here we got theta is equal to cos inverse of n by 1000. Now what will be the values of theta in this case? First of all, for n is equal to 500, when you will put n is equal to 500, theta will be equal to 0 degree. Then when you will put n is equal to 499, theta will be equal to 3.62 degrees. So you can see that in this case, in the first case, when d was equal to 0.3 millimeter, there was 0 degree, and here also we have 0 degree fringe. Then the second fringe over here is at 3.62 degrees, and over here we have here 3.62 degrees, means this fringe, it has collapsed. This fringe 2.56 degree, it has collapsed, and the second dark fringe, so this is the central fringe, this is the first dark fringe, this is the third, this is the second dark fringe, this is the third dark fringe, and so on. So this second dark fringe, it has gone to first dark fringe when distance has decreased. So there is no dark fringe at 2.56 degrees. So second dark fringe will occur at the first dark fringe in the second case, it will occur at 3.62 degrees, whereas the second dark fringe was occurring at 3.62 degrees and first was at 2.56 degrees. So there is no dark fringe at 2.56 degrees in the second case. Now when you will put n is equal to 498, so in that case angle will be equal to 5.13 degrees. So this was the fourth dark fringe over here. So we have over here the second dark fringe, means the fourth dark fringe, it has become the second dark fringe in the second case. Means what we are concluding from this, that the fringes, they are collapsing to the central point. So this fringe, it has gone to the second position, and this fringe, it has gone to the third position. Means as you are decreasing the distance, the fringes, they are collapsing. Then when you will put n is equal to 497 in this case, the dark fringe will be observed at 6.28 degrees. So 6.28 degrees, it comes after 5.73 over here. So this fringe, it has gone to the previous fringe. So this is what we mean by the fringe pattern. It collapses as the distance between the two mirrors M1 and M2 prime, if the distance is decreased, the fringe pattern, it will collapse. So as we start decreasing the value of D, the fringes will appear to collapse at the center and fringes will be less closely placed. So the fringes, when you will decrease the distance, the fringes will be less closely placed. Now these fringes, they will be more closely placed as compared to the fringes in the second case where we have decreased the distance. And you can clearly see over here, the central fringe occurs at 0 over here and the first dark fringe occurs at 2.56 and the second dark fringe occurs at 3.62, but over here the first dark fringe occurs at 3.62. So the difference between the successive or the consecutive fringes, it is large as compared to this difference between the consecutive fringes. So over here we have around difference of 2.56, here we have a difference of 3.62. So between the central and the first dark fringe we have a difference of 2.56 degrees. Here we have a difference of 3.62. Means these fringes, they will not be closely placed as compared to the previous case where the distance between the mirrors was more. So as you will decrease the distance between the mirrors, the fringes, they will collapse at the center and fringes will be less closely placed. And conversely, on the contrary, if you increase the distance, so if you go from this distance to this distance, means you are increasing the distance, then the fringe pattern, it will expand and the fringes, they will be more closely placed. Now this can be seen in this diagram. When D is equal to 0.3 millimeter, we can see the central fringe is dark fringe and we have other concentric rings around the central fringe. So we get other dark fringes around the central fringe. So first will be the dark central fringe, then we have a bright fringe, then we have a dark fringe, then again we have a bright fringe, and so on. So the case that we had done was only for the case of dark fringe. You can also do for the case of bright fringe and you can calculate the angles at which the bright fringes will be observed. Now when you decrease the distance, so this was for 0.3 millimeter. Now when you decrease the distance to distance of 0.15 millimeter. Now you can see from this diagram, so this is the interference pattern which is observed when D is equal to 0.15 millimeter. So on comparing these two diagrams, you can see these fringes, they are more closely packed and these fringes, they are less closely packed. So when you decrease the distance, the fringes, they are less closely packed. Now this is the case for D is equal to 0.0, that is D is equal to 0 millimeter, that is there is no difference or there is no distance between M1 and M2 prime, so they are both overlapping. So in that case the whole screen, it will appear dark, that we have already done. Now when you decrease the distance by a very small amount, so here we had decreased the distance by 0.15 mm. Now you again decrease the distance between the mirrors by a very small amount. So let's say you make the distance equal to 0.14985 millimeter. So here the distance was first 0.3 mm, then we have reduced it to 0.15 mm. Now we are decreasing the distance by a very small amount. Now the distance between the mirrors is equal to 0.14985 millimeter. So you decrease the distance by a very small amount. So in that case, what will be 2D? So we are considering only the central fringe. So what will be 2D? 2D will be equal to 2 times the distance D, which is 0.14985 millimeter. So when you will evaluate 2D and you know the value of lambda, so you will see that 2D in that case will come out to be equal to 499.5 lambda. So when you will evaluate 2D by using this formula, 2 into 0.14985 mm, and you know the value of lambda. So when you will relate 2D with lambda, you will see that 2D, it comes out to be equal to 499.5 times lambda. Now 2D is equal to this is nothing but n plus half lambda. Here we have 0.5 means this is 499 plus half. So this is 499 plus half, which is n plus half. So 2d it comes out to be equal to n plus half lambda. And this is the condition of constructive interference. So the condition of constructive interference is 2d cos theta plus lambda by 2 is equal to n lambda. So from there you will get 2d cos theta is equal to n minus half lambda. So that will be the condition of constructive interference. So here also we are getting 2d for the case of central fringe. So we have put theta is equal to 0. For the case of central fringe, 2d it has come out to be equal to 499.5 lambda. Means the central fringe it will be a bright fringe. So when d is equal to 0.3 mm, in that case the central fringe was dark fringe, and when d is equal to 0.15 mm, the central fringe was the again dark fringe. But now when you have reduced this distance between the two mirrors by a very small amount, this 2d it comes out to be equal to n plus half lambda, which is the condition of constructive interference. Means the central dark spot it will disappear. So this central spot, the central dark spot which was appearing for d is equal to 0.5 mm, and when you will reduce the distance using the screws, when you will reduce the distance between the mirrors by a very small amount, this central dark spot it will disappear, and now the central fringe it will become bright. So this can be seen in this figure. Now this fringe pattern it was for d is equal to 0.15 mm, where the central fringe it was a dark fringe, then we had a bright circular fringe, then we had a dark circular fringe, and so on. Now you decrease the distance by a very small amount, that is from 0.15 mm you have reduced the distance to 0.1485 mm. So when you reduce the distance, the central fringe it will be now a bright fringe. So the condition which will be satisfied for the central fringe it will be for constructive interference. So how this central spot it will become a bright fringe? So when you will decrease the distance very smoothly, you decrease the distance between the mirrors using the screws, the first bright fringe it will come to the central spot. So the central dark spot it will collapse, because we have already seen that as you decrease the distance, the fringes they collapse at center. So these fringes they will collapse at center. Means the dark spot it will now disappear, it will collapse, and this first bright fringe it will come at center. So this can be seen clearly when you are performing the experiment, that when you smoothly decrease the distance between the mirrors, the fringes they collapse at center. So when you decrease it by a very small amount, the central fringe it will be now a bright fringe, and this first bright fringe it has collapsed to the center when you decrease the distance by a very small amount. Now when the distance is again decreased, so here the distance was is equal to, here the distance was 0.15 mm, then we had set the distance at 0.1485 mm. Now again when you reduce the distance, again what will happen, the fringes will collapse. So here we had a central bright spot. So when you again decrease the distance by a very small amount, so you decrease the distance smoothly using the screws. So when you decrease the distance by a very small amount, now this first dark fringe that is present over here, it will go to center, and this bright spot, central spot, it will disappear. Means earlier the central fringe it was dark fringe, when you have decreased the distance, the central fringe it becomes the bright fringe. Again when you will decrease the distance, the central fringe will become again a dark fringe, that is this dark fringe it will collapse at the center, and this central bright spot it will disappear. So again as you decrease the distance very smoothly, the central fringe it will change its nature. So when the path difference is equal to n plus half lambda, the central fringe will be dark fringe. When the path difference is equal to n lambda, then the central fringe will be a bright fringe. So according to the condition of the path difference, according to the value of the path difference, the fringes, they will change their nature. As you are decreasing the distance, the path difference between the two interfering beams, it is changing, because path difference between the two interfering beams is given by 2d cos theta plus lambda by 2. So as you are changing d, as you are decreasing the value of d, the path difference is changing, and hence the nature of the fringes, it is also continuously changing. So first we had a dark central spot, then we have a bright central spot, and again if you will decrease the distance by a very small amount, again this central fringe, it will become a dark spot, and so on.